We put a flag up. What did Christopher Columbus do when he came here and discovered, well, whatever island he discovered? He put up a flag. Right. Why am I talking about flags? Fair enough. I'll tell you. That's a sermon method, by the way. I make you wonder why in the world I'm talking about something random, and then I explain it. And then hopefully you're interested. Are you interested? What did God do when he came into this world and became like us? He planted a flag. You see? We said we were going to be talking about the feasts of the church. So we talked already about the birth of the Panagia, and that means the next feast we're talking about is the elevation of the cross. When we take the cross and we raise it up high, and we bow ourselves down in veneration and in worship of the Lord, this is what we're talking about now. And if I start saying the elevation of the cross, then all of a sudden all of you are asleep. But if you can think about this, as instead of just some boring theology, this is God coming into our world. Do we generally remember to give our world to God? We tend to forget this. And especially back before they forgot this. 2,000 years ago, they were giving the world to everybody except God. They would sacrifice to Zeus and to Hera and to Athena. Sorry, Tia. To Jupiter and Venus and Apollo. They would sacrifice to anybody except the one true God. So when the one true God came into this world, he lived. He preached, he ate, he drank, he taught, and then he went, you know this story, and he was betrayed, and he was brought to trial, and they crucified him. But Jesus had said he was going to do this. Do you remember? He said, "But I, if I am lifted up, I will draw all people to me." So I want you to think about it that way. When God came into this world of ours, he planted a flag, a banner, a sign. He said, "This place is holy, and this world will be holy, and all of you people who live in it are going to become holy, because this place is mine." Right? So, when we talk about the elevation of the cross, we're talking about two things. And they'll talk to you about this in Sunday school, I think. Gentlemen? They'll talk about this in Sunday school. We're talking about two things that happened in history. The first one was when they found the cross. Because after Jesus was taken down from the cross, look at the icon. See up there? Up there, behind you. You, over there. Whoop, whoop, turn your head. Over there. When Jesus was up on the cross, after they took him down, well, the cross was just some wood, so they threw it away. There was a well close by. They threw it in the well, where all the other trash got thrown. And then, 300 years later, who came along but St. Helen, who's named Eleni. We don't have any Elenis in this generation. Oh, there we go. In this generation, for some reason, Eleni is a mother's name for some reason. So, but when St. Helen, you see her icon over there with the cross in the stained glass up on top? You see she has the white cross and there's the lady there? That's St. Helen, Hagia Eleni. When she went to Jerusalem, she was trying to find the cross. And she dug down in the well and she found the cross. Do you know how she knew which cross was the right one? Because there were actually 3 crosses down there. That's right. They found a sick woman. She couldn't walk. Her legs didn't work. And they laid her down on the one cross, and nothing happened. And they laid her down on the other cross, and nothing happened. Because there were two thieves that were crucified with Jesus, remember? So there were three crosses. Two of them wouldn't work, but one would. And they found the third cross, they laid her down on top of it, and all of a sudden her legs gained strength, and she stood up, and she danced, and she sang, and she praised God. So they knew that they had found the true cross. Now, we might look at that story and say, that's a nice story, but I don't know if I buy it. Right? We can all have that in our minds. We didn't see it. There's not a movie to prove that it happened. And in this day and age, if you can't have a movie of it, then it didn't happen, right? And sometimes movies can still be faked. That's true. So we're very skeptical these days. I'm not going to try to prove to you that it happened. What I'm going to say is that sort of thing is why Jesus came. Why he planted the tree of the cross in the ground and said, this place is mine. Because things like that don't happen in the world that we live in. In the world that we live in, people get sicker. Things fall apart. Things that are beautiful and orderly and clean get dirty and broken. Right? You've all seen this happen. If nothing else, with that Christmas present that was so wonderful on December 25th, and by February it's broken and old and boring, even if it's just fine. Right? You know how this works. Things fall apart. But Jesus comes and he says, not anymore. This world will be made holy, and you who live in it will be made holy. You will live forever. You will be perfect. You will love each other and stop fighting. And the cross and the miracles that come from it are a sign for us, a reminder that the world is called to change, to be better than it was, to be better than it is, to become like God. So that's why God planted the flag, specifically the cross. That's why we put the cross on the church, why we make the sign of the cross, why we wear the cross around our necks. Because the cross is the sign of the Lord's love for this world, his promise that he will heal it and change it and make everything that is wrong right. Make sense? Okay. Then let's stand up and come and take communion.